One of the more unfortunate parts of Warframe is the fact that lots of lore is locked away in the form of events or operations that new players will probably never get to play themselves, and hidden away through the game's official YouTube channel in the form of transmissions, teasers, or actual trailers. Players will never receive this lore in-game by any means and must watch various lore-based compilation videos that YouTubers have put together, or happen to stumble across these YouTube videos or reviews of past events and operations to fully understand this lore. Starting with YouTube videos, the beginning of Vor's prize actually has a bit more lore attached to it than people realize, as Vor is cut in half from the trailer but at the end of the video is resurrected by his void key, which never happens in the game. He does have a death animation in his boss battle where he gets cut in half, but this is so minor no player will get the connection to the later corrupted Vor. Corrupted Vor is teased at the end of the Call trailer for a brief moment, but fully teased later on from the Xbox launch trailer as he walks along a path connected together by void energy as the grinder around him kneel. Corrupted Vor then spits out lore when you fight him in the void, but the reason he is even there is always a mystery to new players as they likely never see this YouTube videos. Another example of YouTube lore is stuff related to audibly, as proper lore is given about his intentions and what his Zonica is, as well as even teasing the tactics required to defeat them both. audibly especially is a lore-rich character, but many of it is hidden away from new players from the YouTube video in question, or in past events which they will likely never get to play. audibly has had conflicts with the Corpus board itself, fought directly with the grinder to take control of Mars territory, which incidentally explains why the Crossfire game mode exists on the planet, and eventually injected himself with a customized strain of the infested virus called Mutalist. After he was cast out from the Corpus board for his many failures in his high-ranking position. In another event also not given to new players, the community sided with audibly and helped him cure himself of his infestation, explaining why he exists in later quests despite you actually killing him twice in Warframe. Events are a large way that Digital Extremes unfortunately tucks away lore from players, and it ties in so many things with quests that players currently do get to play, like the Archwing. In the Archwing quest, Fraudbeck mentions the Tenno destroying Vahek's Fomorian fleet, and this was yet another event where the Tenno did just that, resulting in Vahek revealing that he was tricking the Tenno into destroying secondary components to the giant ships.
Did you really believe it would be this easy?
Sparking increased conflicts between the Corpus and the Grinder. In yet another event, Vahek uses the said Fomorians he slowly acquired to attack the Tenno relays, successfully destroying several across all platforms, which is why some relays in the game appeared to be debris fields that you cannot access. This eventually sparked the initiative for Grinder victories in invasion missions to fuel the construction of another Fomorian, which will attack the relays again in many operations. Another bit of lore that is not in the game is from Prime Access trailers, where Digital Extremes started making lore-filled cinematic trailers for every new Prime Warframe introduced into the game,
except Hydroid Prime.
Although judging by the views of these videos at least lots of people do know about this lore, but new players still might not. So Digital Extremes does a terrible job at explaining lore to new players, so how could they fix this? Events and operations should be brought back into the game, but condensed into single-player experiences with reduced goals, with most item rewards replaced as well, so players still have to farm these items in their current locations. Players would be forced to play one of these operations or events in order to start their next quest, properly guiding players through the history of the game without randomly shoving them into lore they don't understand. For stuff like Prime Access trailers, these would simply be tweaked a bit and placed into the game when you view the Prime Warframe in the codex, with a button that says Prime Trailer or something and plays the video. Not every operation or event would make sense anymore to add into the game, but I think this is something Digital Extremes should think about if they want to keep new players interested in their lore without having to rely on YouTubers for this lore.
In robotic combat solutions. We're taking big data from our Animo project and doing a full stack integration into our most lethal combat proxies.